Yes, ma'am.
So income from salary. Okay. Uh, when we start the direct tax, that time I told you ki five heads are comes in income from salary, and that is income from salary, income from house property, profit and gains from business and profession, capital gains, and income from other sources. Okay, and all five heads are comes in different chapters, different sections, different charges under sections, because if you are calculating income from salary, so their charges, their allowances, their perquisite, their gratuities, okay, comes in different sections. When you calculate income from house property, it's totally different, because the property valuation under sections, the charges, the stamp duty, different corporation tax, it's come under different sections. Profit gains from business and profession, it's also considered, but that is the head you need to remember and keep your mind which chapters and sections are comes the following five heads. Only five heads are there. Also capital gain and income from other source comes that sections. Okay, so income from salary, it comes chapter iv and a. Okay, chapter iva and section 15 to 17. Okay, when we calculate income from salary, that time we just need the sections under under section 15 to 70, and charging sections 15. Okay, it's important 15. That means you have written when you solve the problem, that time income from salary under section 15. Okay, then 16, 17, 18, the different section that comes. Then income from house property comes in chapter IVC and section 22 to 27, and charging section is 22. Then profit and gain comes chapter IVD and section 28, 44D, and charging section 28. Capital gain chapter IVE and section 45 to 55A, and here charging section is 45 and 46 2, subsection 2. Income from other source comes chapter 4th F, IV 4th F or IVF, and section is 56 to 59, and charging section is 56. Next. So first we say this section 50. What comes in section 15? It's a basic charge. We calculate basic charge. As per section 15, salary consists of the following. Okay, a any salary due from an employer or former employer to an assessee in the previous year, whether actually paid or not. It's a normal salary, whatever your basic salary, 15,000, 14,000, 10,000, 20,000, 25,000, what is whatever. Okay, second is like that any salary paid to him in the previous year by an employer or a former employer through not due or before it due to him became it due to him, advance salary. Okay, it comes in advance salary also, arrears also, means all these ABC comes in section 15, and it's a basic salary. Got it? Now, any arrears of salary paid to him by employer or former employer, if not changed to income tax for any earlier previous year. Okay, so arrears means previous year का जो arrears है वो इस साल दे दिया, so that is also comes in basic salary, but ABC just comes in under section 50, and this is the basic salary. That day we have seen the what kind of relations we need to maintain uh, the employer, employee pay, payer pay. So relationship between payer and payee. Okay, salary and wages conceptually not different, but it's comes salary from more than one source. It comes you working 2 or 3 places and you get a salary from that places. So you have calculate 3 to 4 means you just get together, combine it, plus it, and then you have mentioned your basic salary. Salary from former, present, or prospective employer. Yes, if the salary, previous salary you didn't get, you have joined new job and you get this previous salary, so you add it. Okay, because it's salary, it doesn't matter when it will get, but when you get that time you have to add it. Now salary, now we have seen the whole pandemic is there, and due to this pandemic a lot of people just lost their job and they didn't fill income tax return. So income tax department give you an opportunity to fill your tax. And means everyone, they don't show the particular salary. Every year they have mentioned their salary whole means 3 lakh, 4 lakh, 5 lakh, whatever. But these last 2 years they don't mention because of the pandemic. They don't get salary properly. Someone get 50%, so they will mention on the 50%, and when it will get that time they will mention. Okay, because not get it na. If get it, if get it in advance, then definitely they'll mention, but don't get it advance also. Okay, the salary is pending still now, so when it will get that time they will mention. Okay, now salary income must be real and not fictitious. Whatever you get, it's real and you don't fake. Okay, you don't mention. A lot of time people, when they will need some loans and some money, that time they will mention, means they will feel wrong returns, or because of to mention or to get more amount of loan, that is fake. You will catch. Now foregoing of salary, it's a taxable. Yes, foregoing of salary is taxable. Now surrender of salary under voluntary surrender of salary exemption from taxation. If you surrender this salary, okay, you don't get it salary, that means it's exemptions. Okay, you have to fill the exemptions from taxation under section. A lot of people, for example, now this pandemic, a lot of people lost their job because they don't get a salary. So if the chances, if they have chances to get it, they will mention. But if they don't get it, so they will surrender of salary, whatever the 2 lakh, 3 lakh, and they will mention that that form or that, because they get a form 16. Okay, the people who are working the places, public place or semi government, so they get a form 16, and form 16 they mention whatever the salary mentioned in by employer, so particular that salary they mention in their return. And the salary they don't get still date, so they'll surrender it, and they'll, because yes they claim they, but no chances to get it. Okay, lot of time the companies are suffering due to this situation, so they surrender it. But whatever the amount they have surrendered, they just mentioned in their return, and they'll get exemptions. Okay, exemptions from taxation act 1961. Okay, tax free salary. Okay, it's come tax free salary also, and voluntary payments by employer. Voluntary payments like that, some some kind of, you know, uh, what we say, now this some kind of uh, situations are come, so that time we need to pay the amount, some help age India, some NGOs, some somewhere wherever to charity, that kind of salary you have to pay. So it's voluntary payments. Okay, हम लोग अपने इच्छा से करते हैं वो पेमेंट, तो वो भी सैलरी के हेड में आता है. Next, once salary is taxed on receipt due basis, it will not be charge again on falling due or receipt basis as the case may be. Okay, एक बार अगर आपने सैलरी का टैक्स ये कर दिया ड्यू बेसिस पे जो भी है, तो वो आपको रिसिट बेसिस पे ही मतलब चेंज नहीं कर सकते, जो भी है वो आपको देना है। हाँ, आफ्टर ए वन टाइम दे विल गेट एन अपॉर्चुनिटी, वन टाइम वो आपको एक, जब भी आप सैलरी का रिटर्न फिल करते हो दैट टाइम यू नीड केयरफुली, ओके, यू टेक केयर of all amounts. You just make rough structure in your Excel, and after that you upload your return. The assessee can claim relief under section 89(1) for arrears or advance salary. Yes, if you don't get it, then you will claim under section 89(1). Loan from employer is not salary and not taxable, as it is advance against salary and not advance salary. Yes, if you have taken some kind of loan from your company or employer, so this one is not taxable because you paid installment. Okay, so partner is not an employee of firm, hence any salary, bonus, commission or remuneration received by him and is not taxable as salary, so but taxable as business income. Yes, so we are taking this business income from business profession under the head of income from business profession. System of accounting followed by an employee is irrelevant. Okay, system of accounting you have to follow, you have to entry every day or mention every day, so that is the irrelevant, means doesn't matter whatever do mention in your accounts, but the paper on paper salary slip, okay, form 16, whatever it mention you have to mention receipt. So that's why every year when you join the company, that times they totally told you ki you have to maintain your documents, like whatever, if you pay salary slip, then you have to maintain the document. Even if you have a children, you paid their education fee, so that document is required. If you need exemptions, otherwise you don't get it. So a lot of people don't know about these exemptions, so what they did, they just mentioned the salary, whatever the figure mentioned in form 16, and some kind of benefits whatever the company is giving them, and then the taxable amount, it's come 1 lakh 2 lakh, so they paid it because they don't know regarding the exemptions. So but the people who know the exemptions, so the taxable income is coming 2 lakh 3 lakh, so after 2 lakh 3 lakh we need to if you paid what policies, okay, LIC policies, you get a loan exemptions also. If you have a loan and you paid interest, loan means banking loan, okay, any bank institution loan, so that's also exemption. So 2 lakh is taxable. So if you mention that in policy, if you have a policy, so 1 lakh exemptions you have given. So if you mention like 1 lakh, so and after deduction of 2 lakh by 1 lakh, so 1 lakh is there. And if any kind of exemptions are there, some interest paid by loan, so that amount is also principal and interest, whatever the amount you paid, so you just mention it, so it comes in 15,000 or so. So after finally sometimes the amount is 0, or sometimes the amount is 2,000 or 3,000, only that. But you, whatever you mention, it's true, and you have to submit all documents, you have to attach all documents, okay, what exemptions you are mentioned, and it's real. But year wise only we, the assessment year April to March, so only the document we required that particular year also, okay, previous year or before year we don't require. Section 17. Okay, as per section 17(1), salary includes the following. What head comes in under the salary? That is wages, any annuity or pensions, any gratuity, any fees, commissions, perquisites, or profit in lieu of or in addition to salary, wages, any advance salary, leave salary, annual accretion to the provident fund to the extent is taxable. Contribution made by central government or any other employer to the account of employee under a pension scheme referred to section 80 CCD. It comes under section 80 CCD. Now we have seen how to calculate income from salary. Okay. Have you seen the PPT?
Yes, ma'am.
Yeah, okay. Thank you. This is the structure of income from salary. That is basic salary, then allowances, profit in lieu of salary, perquisite, whatever the perquisite comes, we need to add this head. Then we have calculate gross salary. Okay. What? First we take basic salary, then we add some allowances like HRA, TA, DA, okay, whatever. Then profit in lieu of salary. Okay, profit in lieu of salary means if you get some incentives, arrears, that kinds, bonus, whatever. And perquisites. Okay, if you get some kind of perquisites like DA, yeah, it comes in DA. Some if you are going some outside regarding office work. Okay, so the perquisite, you get perquisite traveling allowances, transportation allowances, whatever the perquisite you get, that's we add in perquisite. And after that, we calculate gross salary. Okay, this is your gross salary. Less, after that, we discuss, deduct some deductions under section 16. Okay, under section 16, we deduct some, and that is what? Entertainment allowances. Okay, then professional tax. Okay, whatever the entertainment allowances. Okay, there are some limits. Okay, so it's a government employee, semi-government, there are limits. So means entertainment allowances are 1,000 rupees or 2,000 rupees. So the limit is there. 1,000 or 2,000 is exempted. If you go with your family and you expenses 10,000, so 5,000 is exempted and 5,000 you need to pay. Okay, so that kind of allowances are there. Professional tax, it's important to pay everyone, and we need to deduct from gross salary, and after that we get income from salary. Okay, so that is the structure of computation from salary. Now we have seen some kind of deductions. Okay, entertainment allowance. Yes, entertainment allowance section 16(2), it comes only government employees get entertainment allowance deductions. Okay, only government employees claim entertainment allowance. So actual entertainment allowance is like that, 1/5 of salary. Okay, and 1/5 of salary is here like salary basic. Okay, not net salary, basic salary ke 1/5. Okay, so and how much it is? 5,000. Depend what salary he or how. Okay, we have taken here in example, but 5,000 is exempt, whichever is lower. So 5,000 entertainment allowance he or she will get. And professional tax, what about professional tax? Professional tax comes under section 3, and deduction is available in the year in which professional tax is actually paid. Every month employer deduct a professional tax 200 rupees. Okay, 200 and more than don't know, but 200 is compulsory deducted every month. So yearly, how much it is? 1200 or 20, sorry, 2400, right? So we need, and every month employer paid the professional tax, okay, every month. So if employee have paid professional tax of more than 1 year, then entire professional tax so paid is allowed as deductions every month. So at the when you fill your return, that time you mentioned 24,000, okay, 2,400. Next, if professional tax is reimbursed by the employer, then it will first added as perquisites in case of all employees, whether specified or not, and then allowed as deductions. Yes, they have to decide it. The employee comes under that category or not. Okay, so after, if he will comes, then the professional tax deduct from his salary. But now every employees, every employers paid professional tax. Now we have seen gratuity, specific exemptions from gratuity. We need, because see, I have just share this PPT with you because just understand this concept, because when we sort out the problems, we have taken some 2-3 problems regarding income from salary. So that time all head comes and you need, and you know what sections we have to use and how to calculate, because what is that time you don't ask me what is gratuity, what is professional tax, what is entertainment allowance. Okay, so the important heads we are doing, we are taking, and we just, yeah. So first, gratuity received by government and local authority employee. Okay, if the employee is government employee, so and he received gratuity, that is fully exempt. Okay, fully exempt. We don't need to pay a tax in on gratuity. Okay, because it's our perk, and every year it's invest by employer. Okay, second, gratuity in case of employee covered by Permanent of Gratuity Act 1972. Are you here now? This means 21-22. Okay, Modi government or our finance minister Nirmala Sitharaman declared that everyone get gratuity, and you have to uh, withdraw your gratuity every year. The new changes are comes in gratuity, but it's not implement. But they declared that everyone get gratuity. Before that means, now we have seen the, we don't, everyone not get gratuity. Okay, the Gratuity Act 1972, and that is limit. You withdraw your gratuity when you resign, or when you, if or left the company. Okay, but now they declared, but it's not implement. Okay, I have seen that it's implement or not, but it's not implement, just declare that everyone get gratuity and they will withdraw their gratuity every year. But before it's not possible. Maybe you withdraw your gratuity after you resign the company or left the job. So gratuity in case of employee covered by payment of Gratuity Act 1972. And exemptions, what exemptions are comes? Lower of following, that actual gratuity, what is the actual gratuity? Okay, and for 10 lakh rupees, okay, you will get it 10 lakh rupees. Salary last drawn, okay, and into. So how to calculate your gratuity means, for example, you are a person who working company 10 years. Okay, So 10 years means when he resigned or when he left the company, that time or that month, what salary he will get. Okay, what salary if he basic, okay, basic salary. Gratuity will calculate on basic salary. If he will get, if his salary, total salary is 50,000, but his basic salary is 20,000. So the last salary drawn means last month's salary is 20,000, and we need to calculate that the formula that last salary drawn into 15 means salary चा salary के 15 परसेंट ही हमें मिलता था, आधा 15%, and divided by 26 days. Okay, and into completed year. 10 years, 20 years are. So you will get the gratuity, whatever the amount comes. So completed years of service or part thereon in excess of 6 months. Okay. So when I was working in corporate, that time the rules of if we need a gratuity, if you want gratuity, so that time we have to fulfill 5 years. After 5 years, if I completed the 5 years in company, then we'll get gratuity. Okay, so rules are changes, and now the Modi government declared that every year you withdraw the gratuity, but I don't know what is the rules and the implementations. We will read, but we are we have a syllabus of 1920, so we are just saying the 1920 syllabus. Here salary means basic plus DA entire. Okay, the salary comes only basic and DA. On that basis you have to, if you are getting 5,000 basics, so basic salary, so 5,000 plus DA including, and you use the formula of gratuity. Okay, so when we calculate the problem, that time also we use this formula calculation of gratuity. Now third is gratuity in respect of other employees. Other employees means semi-government or other sectors. So here salary means what? Basic plus DA. If terms of employment so provide plus commission if based on fixed percent of turnover. It's a depend. It's a depend. So that is the rules of gratuity respect of other employees. Means 2-level employee, sorry, 4, 5, 6 level employees there, na? That is. So what is the exemption? Lower of following. First, A, actual gratuity, and whole gratuity you will get 10 lakhs. Okay, 10 lakh तक आपको gratuity मिल सकती है. Then salary last drawn, formula is 15 divided by 30 days, completed year of, and into completed year of service, 5 years, 10 years, 8 years, 7 years, that is. And here the red line mentioned like that, ignore fraction, only completed year to be taken, even more than 6 months not to be considered. Even more than 6 months, like that, you left your service in the month of June. Okay, so your assessment year is 21 to 22, right? Only 6 months before 6 months you have to left the company. But if you are completed 10 years, so you have to be take a 6 months, you have to be at 6 months. But if you don't complete it 10 years, that means you don't add it 6 months. Okay, gratuity will get whole years. Okay, so it's mentioned the company's policy. Different companies have different policy. So if you are working in TCS, the TCS company will consider your full year. Okay, if you are left in the month of June, but they will get a gratuity of full means 21 to 22 years. Sorry, 21. They will consider the year 21, 22. But most of company not calculating 6 months, they 4 years and half month. Okay, so different rules are there. Now the specific exemption, what is exemption comes in the gratuity, the under section 10. Gratuity received only continuation of service is fully taxable. Okay, gratuity received during continuation of service is fully taxable. अगर आप सर्विस करते वक्त continuation of service में ही अगर आपको कोई काम आ गया after 5 years you have to be withdraw. So that time if you withdraw the gratuity it will fully taxable. Maximum exemptions are available under this section during lifetime of the assessee cannot exceed rupees 10 lakh. Okay, if exceed above 10 lakh then you will pay tax, otherwise you don't. Completed year of service include period of service under current employer as well as previous employer if no gratuity has been received from former employer at that time. Okay, so completed year of service including the period of service means and days also. Okay, if you completed, suddenly you get a notification that you are not continue your job, means 15th of June or 15th of May, whatever. So you have to calculate whole days also. Okay, whole month and whole days also. Now we have seen some exemptions. What exemption comes in under section 10, that is pension. Pension comes in section 10 and 10A. Computations or computed pension received by government employees, it's fully exempt. You don't need to pay tax on the pension. So that is the specific exemptions. Okay. Computed pension received by non-government employees, they need to pay tax first if such employees receives gratuity. Okay, so that is 1/3 of computed value of pension is exempted. How much it is? 1/3 basic salary. We calculate basic salary of 1/3 computed value of pension is exempted. If such employees does not receives gratuity, ऐसे भी एम्प्लॉय होते हैं जिन्हें ग्रेचुटी नहीं मिलती, जो सिर्फ काम करते हैं, so half of computed value of pension is exempted. अभी इसमें कैसा है, ग्रेचुटी में आपको दो बेनिफिट्स मिल सकते हैं. How it is, some people, especially government employee, who resigned or who completed his services. So if he need the gratuity amount on the basis of pension, so they will get pension. And if he required to withdraw whole gratuity at a time, so he will withdraw at a time. So there is a two options, but if they will, lot of people, lot of employees are on the pension basis because their family, their wife, their children are getting educations, and also after completed the services, he also needs some money. So they will get on the basis of pensions. So such and the gratuity, whatever the gratuity amount, they will invest it their whole life, means whole 10 or 15 years, 20 years, 30 years. So they will get on the basis of pension. So 1/3 of computed value of pension is exempted every year. 1/3 of pension value is exempted, and the employee who does not receive gratuity, so that person is half of computed value of pension is exempted. Okay, means उनको 0.5% का exemptions मिल जाता है. Now third one is uncomputed pension received by all employees. Uncomputed pension received by all employees. So and same it is like provident fund also. Okay, provident fund का भी जो amount आपका employer की तरफ से और आपकी तरफ से जो निकलता है, उसमें भी आप सेम कर सकते हो. उसमें भी अगर आपको पेंशन चाहिए तो आप उसका भी पेंशन का फॉर्म फिलअप कर सकते हो, और आपको अगर एट अ टाइम चाहिए तो आप उसको एट अ टाइम भी ले सकते हो. इट्स डिपेंड. तो गवर्नमेंट एम्प्लॉय में एज अ जॉब करने के बहुत सारे फायदे हैं, मतलब बहुत सारे बेनिफिट है। सो अनकम्प्यूटेड पेंशन रिसीव्ड बाय ऑल एम्प्लॉइज इज फुल्ली टैक्सेबल एज सैलरी। जिनका कंपटीशन नहीं है, जो सिर्फ पेंशन मतलब मिलता है उनको, तो उनको फुल्ली टैक्सेबल है, उनको पूरा पे करना होगा। नाउ some specific exemptions from salary means leave encashment. What is leave encashment? सबसे पहले हमने देखा ग्रेच्युटी, ग्रेच्युटी के बाद हमने देखा पेंशन, ग्रेच्युटी के अभी हम देख रहे हैं लीव एनकैशमेंट, व्हाट इट इज। सेक्शन 10 ए में क्या क्या आ रहा है हम लोग देख रहे हैं, ठीक है। सेक्शन 10, सेक्शन 10 ए, सेक्शन 10 ए, ओके। सेक्शन 10 में क्या था? यस, सेक्शन 10 में क्या था? ग्रेच्युटी, ओके। सेक्शन
Yes,
10
ma'am.
ग्रेजुएटी, सेक्शन 10 ए में क्या था? पेंशन, एंड सेक्शन 10 ए में क्या है? लिव एनकैशमेंट, ओके। सो लिव एनकैशमेंट रिसीव्ड बाय गवर्नमेंट एम्प्लॉइज, स्टेट प्लस सेंट्रल, एट अ टाइम ऑफ रिटायरमेंट, इट्स फुल्ली एग्जैम्प्ट। गवर्नमेंट एम्प्लॉय जो है उनको फुल्ली एग्जाम मिलेगा लिव एनकैशमेंट। बहुत सारे जो पीपल्स होते हैं स्पेशली गवर्नमेंट एम्प्लॉयज, उनके बहुत सारे लीव्स मिलते हैं साल में, एंड ओकेजनल लीव्स डिफरेंट होते हैं। तो वो लोग क्या करते हैं, इतनी छुट्टियां लगती नहीं है, बिकॉज बच्चे जो है वो स्कूल में पढ़ते हैं, कहीं वैकेशंस के लिए जाना हो तो 10-12 दिन की छुट्टी बहुत हो जाती है, दे गेट बोर। तो उनकी जो लीव है वो क्या होती है, उन्हें कैश में मिलती है, बिकॉज दे आर वर्किंग ऑन लीव पीरियड, okay, but if you are working in private you don't get any leave encashment। वहां पे तो टाइमिंग का कोई ऑप्शन ही नहीं होता है, कभी भी आने का टाइम होता है बट जाने का टाइम कंफर्म नहीं होता है। so you don't get, yeah, sometimes you get very incentives and lot, but it's really मीन्स बहुत ज्यादा फ्रस्ट्रेटेड हो जाता है इंसान। और समटाइम्स अगर आपको लेनी भी है 8-10 छुट्टी तो फिर वो लीव विदाउट पे वगैरह ऐसा होता है ना। तो कोशिश करो कि गवर्नमेंट जॉब ही मिले आप सबको। अगर आप, जब हम इसका कैलकुलेशन करेंगे ना तो आपको लगेगा वो बहुत सारे बेनिफिट्स है। मतलब अभी तो देखते हैं, गवर्नमेंट ने बोला है कि गवर्नमेंट जॉब ही नहीं होंगे, बट ऐसा तो नहीं हो सकता, बैंकिंग सेक्टर बहुत अच्छा है। देखो ट्राई करो, अच्छी जगह ट्राई करो, स्पेशली यूपीएससी, एमपीएससी, इसमें बहुत बेनिफिट्स है सारे। अभी इस पेंडेमिक में अगर आपने देखा होगा तो जो कॉमन पीपल है उन्हीं पर ज्यादा प्रेशर आया हुआ है ना, सारी चीजों का। बट जितने भी पॉलिटिक्स में लोग हैं, जो वर्क है, उनको इन चीजों से कोई डिफरेंस नहीं हुआ है ना। उनको अगर हम लोग लेंगे एक प्रॉब्लम, सम अगर आता है पॉलिटिकल पार्टी का, तो आप देखेंगे उनको 15,000 का मोबाइल बिल एग्जेम्प्ट होता है। 15,000 किसे बोलते हैं आप सोचिए, हमें तो 500 में कितना सारा डाटा मिल जाता है, कितने सारे कॉलिंग हो जाते हैं। और ट्रैवलिंग एक्सपेंसेस एग्जेम्प्ट होता है, इलेक्ट्रिसिटी एग्जेम्प्ट होता है, एवरीथिंग। और वो सब हमसे वसूला जाता है, राइट ना। वी नीड टू पे एवरीथिंग एवरी मंथ, इफ यू डोंट पे देन वी नीड टू पेनल्टी पे पेनल्टी, पेनल्टी पे पेनल्टी। ओ माय गॉड। Okay, so second is leave encashment received at the time of retirement by the other employee. Okay, the leave encashment, अगर आपने leave encashment लिया ही नहीं, तो जब आप रिटायरमेंट लोगे तो उस टाइम जितनी भी आपकी छुट्टियां अभी तक हुई है, जब से आपने 10 साल अगर आपकी सर्विस को हुए है, तो कंपनी के रिकॉर्ड्स में तो रहता ही है कि आपने कब से, और आपकी जो लीव है वो फॉरवर्ड फॉरवर्ड होती जाती है ना, एवरी ईयर। अगर मान लीजिए आपको गवर्नमेंट एम्प्लॉय, आपको 50 मतलब 50 छुट्टी है, उसमें से आपने 25 ही लिए है या 20 ही लिए है, तो 30 क्या हो गए नेक्स्ट ईयर में फॉरवर्ड। तो नेक्स्ट ईयर की 50 प्लस 30 कितनी हो गई? 80 हो गई, है ना। तो 80 में से आपने 10 ही लिए, फिर 70 बचे, तो नेक्स्ट ईयर में फॉरवर्ड हो गए, तो कितने हो गए? 60। मतलब ऐसी आपकी जो लीव्स है वो क्या होती है, बढ़ती 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 जाएंगी, मतलब वो कैलकुलेट होती है। और जब आपका रिटायरमेंट आया और तब उनको देखा कि बाप रे, इसकी तो 1000 लीव्स है जो इसने लिए ही नहीं साल में, मतलब कम ही हुए। तो वो 1000 लीव्स का आपको क्या मिलेगा, लीव एनकैशमेंट मिलेगा। ओके, मैक्सिमम इसकी जो लिमिट है वो कितनी है, 3 लाख तक आप ले सकते हैं। 3 लाख तक आपको लीव एनकैशमेंट मिलता है, और उससे ज्यादा अगर मिलता है तो वो टैक्सेबल रहेगा। ओके, एवरेज मंथली सैलरी इंटू 10, कैलकुलेशन कैसा है, आपका जो एवरेज सैलरी जितनी भी है इंटू, यहाँ पे आपको फॉर्मूला दिया है कि हियर सैलरी मतलब क्या लेना है, बेसिक, बेसिक ही लेना है, बेसिक प्लस डीए इफ टर्म ऑफ एम्प्लॉयमेंट, सो प्रोवाइड प्लस कमीशन इफ बेस्ड ऑन फिक्स्ड परसेंट ऑफ टर्नओवर, व्हाटएवर। अगर आपका कमीशन आता है, अगर आप मार्केटिंग में, मार्केटिंग कंपनी में है और आप बाहर का, तो उसमें कमीशन बेस होता है ना, इंसेंटिव वगैरह मिलता है, डिपेंड ऑन योर वर्क। तो ओवर टाइम जो हम बोलते हैं, तो कमीशन भी प्लस उसमें ऐड करना है। तो एवरेज मंथली सैलरी इंटू 10 करके उसका कैलकुलेशन है, और सेकंड कैलकुलेशन है एवरेज मंथली सैलरी इंटू अर्न लीव मंथ ना, हर महीने का अर्न लीव अगर आप मंथली बेसिस पे लेना चाहते हैं तो। ओके, सो दैट इज द कैलकुलेशन ऑफ लीव एनकैशमेंट। ओके, और इसका जो लिमिट है वो कितना है, 3 लाख। ठीक है, 3 लाख सर्विस में भी ले सकते हैं अगर आपको पैसे की जरूरत है। और अगर आपने अप्लाई किया कि आपने 2 साल से लीव एनकैशमेंट लिया नहीं, 3 साल से आपने लीव एनकैशमेंट लिया नहीं, तो ऑन दैट टाइम यू हैव जस्ट अप्रूव वॉट एवर द लीव, एंड आफ्टर दैट, one second, yes, after that you calculate your leaves and you will get leave encashment, and it's fully taxable as salary. लीव एनकैशमेंट रिसीव ड्यूरिंग कंटिन्यू, बट वो टैक्सेबल होगी आपकी, मतलब आपको मेंशन करना पड़ेगा अंडर सेक्शन लीव एनकैशमेंट, अंडर सेक्शन 1010A कितना लिया, वो फुल्ली टैक्सेबल रहेगा। अभी इसमें आपको कुछ एग्जाम्पशंस दिए हुए हैं लीव एनकैशमेंट के, स्पेसिफिक एग्जाम्पशंस है कैलकुलेशन ऑफ अर्न लीव, जैसे नंबर ऑफ इयर्स इज एक्चुअल सर्विस, आपकी सर्विस को कितना दिन हुआ है या कितना इयर्स हुआ है, कितना साल हुआ है। नंबर ऑफ लीव एंटेलमेंट फॉर ईच कंप्लीटेड इयर्स ऑफ सर्विस एज पर रूल्स ऑफ एम्प्लॉयर, 30 डेज, कितना, 30 डेज। ग्रॉस टोटल लीव इन डेज जितना भी है, ए इंटू बे जितना भी है, ग्रॉस टोटल लीव्स कितना है आपका, जैसे महीने का 30 है, 40 है, डिपेंड। देन लेस लीव इन कैश एंड अवेल्ड, मींस कितनी आपने 50 लीव्स है तो 50 में से आपने 20 लीव्स ली और 30 अवेल्ड है, तो उसी को आपको काउंट करना पड़ेगा, 30 को। देन पीरियड ऑफ अर्न लीव, कितने दिन का है, 30 डेज का है, 20 डेज का है। पीरियड ऑफ लीव इन मंथ कितना है, 30 डेज का ही मंथ होता है, 30 डेज के मंथ में से अगर उसमें कुछ छुट्टी आ जाती, वैसे देखा जाए तो रूल के हिसाब से मतलब 2 डेज और 2 मतलब 4 लीव्स ही हम ले सकते हैं, ऐसा कुछ है, 4 लीव्स, यस 4 लीव्स हम ले सकते हैं। और अगर कोई ओकेजन्स आ गया बीच में, रक्षाबंधन है, 15 अगस्त है या कुछ भी है, तो वो लीव भी उसमें ऐड हो जाती है, तो 5 या 6 लीव्स पकड़ लीजिए। और कंटिन्यूअसली अगर कोई लीव आ जाती है 2-3, तो वो भी उसमें ऐड हो जाती है, गॉट इट। तो मैक्सिमम कभी 10 हो जाती है, कभी 5 हो जाती है, तो इस तरह से। सो लास्ट 10 मंथ एवरेज सैलरी shall be considered from the date of immediately before the date of retirement. Okay, means the last 10 month का एवरेज सैलरी पकड़ा जाएगा, जो कंसिडर करके फिर उसमें आपको जो आपका रिटायरमेंट का डेट है ना, उस वक्त आपने कब तक कितनी छुट्टी ली है, उसको भी कैलकुलेट पकड़ के उसको कैलकुलेट किया जाएगा। फॉर एग्जाम्पल, इफ एम्प्लॉय रिटायर्ड ऑन 15 September 2030 and the last month will be considered for 15th November 2012, इस तरह से उसको कैलकुलेट करना है। Then maximum leave of ₹3 lakh will be reduced by amount of leave encashment exempted under section 1010A from previous employer. Maximum leaves of ₹3 lakh कितना जा सकता है, 3 lakhs तक। and leave encashment received by legal years of decreased employee also covered by exemption on compassionate grounds depends on CBDT depends on okay ऐसा होता नहीं है स्पेसिफिक एग्जेम्पशंस और कौन सा है हाउस रेंट अलाउंस ये तो बहुत ही इंपॉर्टेंट है HRA ये आता है सेक्शन 10 सबसेक्शन 13A ओके इसे भी हम इसका भी फॉर्मूला है हाउ वी कैलकुलेट HRA ओके so in case of all employees lower of following the exemptions okay first here means how we calculate HRA salary means basic salary plus DA ओके अभी TA नहीं आता है अभी DA ही आता है मीन्स आपके जो सिलेबस में है तो और कमीशंस अगर आपको ओवर टाइम वगैरह है वो भी सैलरी है तो वो भी आपको इसमें ऐड करना होगा तो एक्चुअल HRA रिसीव्ड इसमें कैसा है बहुत सारी कंपनी की पॉलिसी होती है HR जो हम जॉब के लिए जाते हैं तो HR का पॉलिसी होता है कि आपको इतना HRA मिलेगा मतलब 3000 5000 ओके अभी अगर आप पुणे जैसे सिटी में रहते हो या मेट्रो सिटी में रहते हो तो वहां पे अगर आप रेंट हाउस से रहते हो तो वहां पे तो आपको HRA ज्यादा ही देना होता है हाउस रेंट है ना ऐसा वो 5 जितना कंपनी देता उतना तो नहीं होता अगर आप फैमिली अगर आप 10,000 पे कर रहे हैं तो 10,000 में से 5,000 आपको क्या होगा कंपनी पे करेगा और 5,000 आपको पे करना होगा गॉट इट सो रेंट पेड इन एक्सेस ऑफ 10% ऑफ सैलरी आपकी जितनी भी सैलरी होगी उसका 10% आपको HRA मिलेगा and 14% of salary also government employee है मतलब depend on metro city or non metro city HRA we need to calculate but before when we calculate the HRA before HRA you just think the person stay in metro city or non metro city okay rural or urban area so 40% of salary भी HRA 50% if house situated at Delhi Mumbai Kolkata and Chennai okay so they will decided the person is staying which city on that basis they calculated or they decided your HRA specific exemptions from salary retirement retrenchment compensation okay what it is so section 10(10)(b) में आता है retrenchment particulars the compensation received at time of retrenchment is exempt from tax to extent so actual amount received कितना आपको मिला है और maximum amount 5 लाख तक आपको exempt है यहाँ पे भी आपको बेसिक पे ही निकालना है बेसिक प्लस DA मतलब ग्रॉस जो सैलरी है ना ग्रॉस सैलरी तो उसमें से भी आपको सिर्फ बेसिक और DA ही लेना है और अगर आपको कुछ और अदर कमीशंस और ओवर टाइम मिलता है तो वो भी उसमें ऐड करना है और इसका जो है आपको दिया है 15 days एवरेज पे फॉर एवरी कंप्लीटेड इयर्स ऑफ कंटिन्यूअस सर्विस और एनी पार्ट इन एक्सेस ऑफ 6 months सेम ग्रेचुटी वाला ही फॉर्मूला आपको इसमें अप्लाई करना है सो दैट इज द retrenchment compensation expenses you will get now compensation under section VRS बहुत सारे लोग VRS ले लेते हैं voluntary retirement है ना तो voluntary retirement of service so ये आता है आपका 10(10)(c) मतलब जैसे उनका अभी 58 साल है या 60 साल का जो पीरियड होता है ना completion of your service 60 years तक आप कर सकते हैं लेकिन बहुत सारे लोग अभी सब कुछ हो गया है तो 55 years में या 50 years में वो लोग क्या लेते हैं voluntary retirement ले लेते हैं उसका सर्विस तो कंटिन्यूएशन रहता है बट ऑन दैट टाइम दे विल गेट होल अमाउंट ओके so what it is so compensation received at time of voluntary retirement schemes is exempt from tax to extent fully exempt है ओके आपका कुछ भी नहीं डिडक्शंस होगा एक्चुअल कंपनसेशन रिसीव्ड एंड मैक्सिमम अमाउंट 5 लाख ओके 5 लाख तक आपको एग्जेम्प्ट ही रहेगा एंड आफ्टर अगर ज्यादा है 5 लाख अबव है तो फिर आपको वहां पे पे करना होगा मतलब टैक्स जो भी आएगा अदर अमाउंट पे तो आपको रिमेनिंग अमाउंट पे जो भी टैक्स लगेगा वो आपको पे करना होगा ठीक है तो ये सारे एग्जेम्पशंस है मतलब इम्पोर्टेंट एग्जेम्पशंस है जो हमने देखे हैं तो हम प्रॉब्लम सॉल्व करेंगे तो हम ये सब चेक मतलब ये सारे एग्जेम्पशन हमें लगेंगे सबसे पहला तो हमें सैलरी जो अंडर सेक्शन 15 में आता है उसके बाद हम लोग लेंगे ग्रेच्युटी के सम हेड्स हम लोग देखेंगे, जैसे TADA, और फिर ये आपका ग्रेच्युटी, देन पेंशन कैसे कैलकुलेट करते हैं, लिव एनकैशमेंट हम लोग कैसे कैलकुलेट करते हैं, और सब हाउस रेंट भी कैसे कैलकुलेट करना है, ये आप ये हमने अभी देखा है. We'll see this, and when we start the problem, that time will take hold. And we just talked to Anand sir, and he said ki we need actually we need a lot of lectures because it's a taxation, and maybe from tomorrow we'll take 2 lectures, okay, at a time, or one lecture is morning or one lecture is evening, okay, because we solved a lot of problems. 5 weights are there, and we need to solve every heads of problems, okay. So be ready, and
Okay, ma'am.
if you have any, yes, if you have any query, then let me ask.
No doubt, ma'am.
Okay, thank you. So take care, bye bye, see you tomorrow.
Okay, ma'am. Thank you.
Have a good day.